What's going on, everyone? So last night was a terrible, terrible loss. Now, look, it was a trap game. Lakers game before All-Star break. They got a week off. LeBron was just kind of coasting out there, right? They didn't try. They didn't effort. I wish it wasn't the Jazz and like a team that you can like at least justify it, right? Like if it was like the Grizzlies, it's like, tough loss. They packed it in early. Grizzlies are a good team. You knew this was coming. But the Jazz, it's like if you just like halfway showed up, you beat the Jazz. And the Lakers missed like 13 free throws. If they make those free throws, technically they win the game. Obviously, things might have been different, but you're in that game. It's a very winnable game. And it's also the manner in which they got blown out. That wasn't great, right? Like if the Lakers, lose the game, but they lose it in a tight game, and like Luka fouls out or something like that, it's like you kind of deal with it. But Alex Len, right? I see a lot of people that are like, this dude is trash. This guy is awful. Get this guy off my team. We should have never signed him. Now, look, he was awful. He did not look very good by any stretch of the imagination. He was getting yammed on by everybody, right? Everybody. But cooler heads prevail. Talk about it all the time, right? Again, he looked terrible. But it's his first game after not playing for like a month, getting off of a plane. He was probably in Indiana because that's where he signed. To go from that to immediately jumping into a game, Jackson Hayes goes down, and now he has to play 21 minutes, 22 minutes, and on a team that he doesn't know the offensive schemes, the defensive schemes. Nobody is playing well, right? Like this was probably the worst game for him to come and be a part of because literally everyone was checked out. Everyone took the night off. Right? So, like, he didn't have the effort and energy and the defense that the Lakers have shown to kind of back him up and support him, right? I mean, Lakers were just getting backdoored every possession. Like, it was a disaster from every stretch. And Alex Len looked awful. Again, context matters, right? I'm not saying he's going to be good. He might be booty, right? He might be terrible. He might be, man, we should never sign this guy. I don't know, but I can't judge a guy on 21 minutes of action, right? Like, can we give him some time, especially in a game where the Lakers actually show up and play? Right? All the things. So I did a whole video breakdown on Alex Len, right? All the things that I said are his flaws. You saw all of them last night. Alex Len is good as like the help defender, but if he's on an island, he's cooked every time. And that's what kept happening. Right? Lakers kept getting backdoored. He's on an island trying to help and just gets yammed on. Or Rui looks like he's glued to the floor and in cement and just gets blown by. And now Alex Len is trying to defend and he just gets cooked. Right? Or Austin Reeves or Luka or any of these guys. Right? When the Lakers are buying in defensively and they're playing that team defensive scheme and they're funneling guys to the center, Alex Len's going to look better on the defensive side. But when guys are just getting blown by and no one's counting for the backdoor cut or anything like that, he's getting cooked, right? Lakers just didn't show up. He was on an island by himself all night and got bodied, right? But you saw the rebounding. You saw him affect shots, right? You saw his passing. He had a couple assists. There were some things there, right? At the end of the day, he is a vet minimum guy that's making $700,000, right? He was a guy that has never been a starting caliber center. He's always been a backup pretty much his entire career from the moment he came in the league. Right? Like, if you're expecting Alex Len, and I even talked about this in the previous video, if you're expecting Alex Len to be a superstar center and be a 20 and 10 guy, you're probably going to be very disappointed. Right? If you're expecting him to give you 5, 6, 7 blocks a game, you're probably going to be disappointed. He's a guy that I could see once Luka and LeBron get familiar with him, he gets comfortable, he starts understanding where he needs to be on the offensive side of things, the defense side of things. Again, he was out there just coasting, trying to figure it out, right? He literally got off a plane and then immediately went in the game. He wasn't even supposed to play today, and yet he still showed up and played. And we needed him, right? Jackson Hayes went down. But once he starts getting into that groove and starts getting into that place, then I think he has the potential to be, what did I say in that video for those that watched the video? I thought he could be anywhere from an 8 to 12 point a game guy because he's just going to be getting a bunch of lobs and, Luka and LeBron just getting him on the cut and stuff and the pick and roll action and 6 to 8 rebounds maybe. So I think he'll probably be like an 8 and 6 guy. right? That's what I said that I thought he would be. And I still think he's going to be that. But we need to, let the guy, give the guy a chance, right? We can't just judge somebody. I mean, Luka's looked not great over these last 2 games. He's played 23 minutes this game and 25 the last game, and he hasn't been looked good. He hasn't been good defense. He hasn't shot the ball very well. He hasn't any of that stuff. But again, we look at the context. He had a month off, new team, just got here, right? It's going to take some time to get acclimated. He's going to get in the rhythm. Obviously, Luka and Alex Len, player-wise, aren't comparable, but situations, right? Again, context matters, right? Alex Len, new team, just got off the plane. Team just didn't show up at all, right? What does he look like if guys are actually buying in on the defensive side? What does it look like when guys aren't just getting blown by every possession and every other play is an alley-oop dunk at the rim, right? Again, I don't want to judge a guy on this game where everybody looked terrible. Everyone looked booty. You could trade the entire Lakers based on that performance, right? But we've seen what this Lakers team can do. We know what this Lakers team can do. So can we at least give Alex Len a handful of games, 5-10 games to really evaluate? We would do that with anyone else, right? I'm old enough to remember 2 weeks ago people in my comment section and people on my live streams being like, we need to waive Jackson Hayes and get a center. Jackson Hayes is trash. Get this guy off my TV screen. Why is Jackson Hayes still playing? Why is Jackson Hayes still on the team? And now everybody's like, dude, Jackson Hayes, he's the guy. He's going to be an all-star. You can't waive Jackson Hayes. You can't get rid of Jackson Hayes. He's the best player on the team. And now it's, again, the pendulum swing. Talk about it all the time, right? Oh my God, this guy is the greatest player. Oh my God, this guy is trash. Lakers suck. Again, we have to let cooler heads prevail. Wasn't a great performance. Wasn't a great debut. Wasn't very memorable. That was definitely a very forgettable game by Alex Len. But let's see what he looks like when he builds chemistry. Jackson Hayes, the reason we like Jackson Hayes now is because we know Luka is going to make him look like a stud. Right, Jackson Hayes is probably going to give you 12 points a game because Luka's just going to lob to him all night, right? Can we wait and see what Luka and Alex Len look like on the court together? They barely played. They played 2 minutes together, I think. I don't even think it was that long, right? Because Luka got into foul trouble and Alex Len was playing in spots and then Hayes went down and stuff, right? Again, I don't know what he's going to be. He may end up being terrible. He might be absolute booty, right? It might be one of those things where we're just yeah, this is not good, right? And maybe the Lakers are better off playing small ball. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe Lakers, start Jackson Hayes and just go small ball, right, the rest of the game. Right? That's a very real possibility. That very well could happen, Or maybe they waive somebody else and bring in Koloko or Jamison or something like that. Just have Alex Len as a third big or something. Again, very real possibility. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future. I don't know if Alex Len is going to be good or not. But what I do know is that he's 7 feet, 250 pounds, not afraid to bang with the big boys, right? You saw, his little floater, he was able to catch the ball and go up and stuff like that. He can do some stuff out there. His passing, rebound, he got 7 rebounds. I mean, Jackson Hayes had 3 or 2 last game in 25 minutes of action. At least Alex Len gave you 7 in 21 minutes of action, right? Again, he's there to rebound, be a big physical body on the interior. He's not known as this defensive specialist and this shot blocking center and this excellent rim protector. That's not what the Lakers got him. Lakers got him to be a big physical center to be on the interior, rebound the basketball, make some plays out of the post, and just clean up stuff, right? Get a couple buckets off of offensive rebounds, play it within Luka and LeBron schemes. If you're expecting this guy to be a problem solver, he's not going to be that. I've seen people be like, oh, well, this guy's clearly a third string center. Yeah, so is Hayes. So is everyone else that's available. Mo Bamba, right? The dude can't stay on a team even as a third center, right? He's lazy. All he wants to do is shoot threes and try to block shots. He just wants to be the highlight reel. He doesn't want to do all the dirty work and do all that other stuff, right? Alex Len is a guy that is willing to do the dirty work, willing to, play within the schemes. I can't judge a guy on 21 minutes of action. I can't base how a guy is going to perform on 21 minutes of action, right? He's a guy that, again, just got here. Doesn't know the plays, doesn't know where he's supposed to be on defense, doesn't know where he's supposed to be on offense. Oh, yeah, and by the way, the Lakers just didn't show up in his debut. Austin Reeves was awful. Rui Hachimura might as well not have been out there on the defensive end, right? LeBron James, it was a coast game, right? Like, he was just out there just chilling, right? Just vibing, playing music in his head, right? Like, Luka got into foul trouble and wasn't great out there tonight, right? Like, it's just, this wasn't a great game for your new introduction at center to ball out. Right? Like, this was a game where it's like, yeah, like all of his biggest flaws all got exposed tonight because the team didn't show up. Right? Like, what does he look like when guys are buying in on the defensive side of things and are actually active out there and not just getting ran by every possession? He might look half decent. My point is, like, we got to be patient. Right? We got to be patient with him. Let's see. Can we give it 5 games? Can he play 100 minutes before we decide whether he's trash or not? Right? Like, maybe he will be. Right? Again, I don't know. He might end up being terrible, and it might have been a terrible choice, and we should have went with somebody else. Maybe, but it could end up being great, and it might be something. Again, if you're looking for him to be a superstar, all-star type center, you're going to be disappointed regardless. But if you understand what he's here for and what you're looking for him to be, I still think he can be that. And we'll see, right? Maybe he will be that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions either way down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.